Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now May 10th of 2021. Now, by far the most anticipated Star Wars TV series on Disney Plus is of course the Kenobi TV series by of course Deborah Chow and others out there that's working on the show, that's going to feature Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, and others coming on board of this new show that's set to debut sometime in 2022 on the streaming service. Now, one major aspect of the series that a lot of fans are looking forward to is, of course, Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker playing a major role in this show. Not to mention, we also have Obi-Wan Kenobi dealing with a lot of psychosomatic symptoms during his state of having a lot of mental breakdowns on the world of Tatooine during his isolation. They're going to explore a lot of his mentality well after the events of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and that could very well fall directly in line with the leaks that we talked about a couple of months ago about the nightmare sequences featuring both Obi-Wan and Vader. Now, moving on from all of this, what's really exciting has all to do with what Lucasfilm has planned for the future of the Star Wars universe, and specifically how the Kenobi series is going to be used once again as a foundation to be used as a way to branch off to other TV shows out there as well. So, one thing about the Kenobi series is that Ewan McGregor is really putting all of his heart and soul into becoming Kenobi once again. He's got a lot of lightsaber action in this show, so don't be afraid of that being pretty much dwindled down to nothing or being very much used sparingly. They're going to be using his lightsaber skills a lot in this film, or should I say in this TV show that was going to be a film. So, past all of that, what's really exciting has to do with what they have planned for the ending of the Kenobi TV series. If you guys don't want to be spoiled, I do suggest that you guys go ahead and back out of this right now. However, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on their new Star Wars projects, such as Star Wars Andor and Kenobi, both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are actively developing their new Star Wars projects moving forward, such as the Reformed Rangers of the New Republic, and even Mandalorian Season 3 and 4. Now, it's best described, however, that Disney has a big plan for the Kenobi series that is set to give fans a complete different view of Star Wars: A New Hope in the most significant way possible. This plan by Lucasfilm and Disney is to begin filming the ending of the series by the end of this summer, around late August into early September, that will feature a familiar world to the fandom. That very world is set to be Alderaan. It's described that a massive set is in the pre-planning stages that will feature a big emotional moment in the series that will be considered a flash forward. The ending of the series is set to feature Jimmy Smits once again as Bail Organa, and the return of Breha Organa, meeting with of course Princess Leia just before she departs her home world. Now, the climactic ending to the series is set to provide fans a different perspective: the destruction of Alderaan and the death of both Bail and Breha Organa, in a surprising way that will come as unexpected to the fandom, using new CGI technology as well as pyrotechnics for physical sets that are to be built for the series. Now, the series is set to also showcase Darth Vader and Leia from new different angles, along with a new actor to portray Tarkin in the scene. The scene is aimed to have a destruction level similar to some films out there, such as movies like Deep Impact, Armageddon, and 2012, and also to a degree of the destruction of Jeddah and Rogue One. Dave Filoni is described to have a major role in creating some of the story choices for this scene, as will tie into future projects as well. Hayden Christensen is said to even have a major scene without his helmet on as Vader, before showing Leia the destruction of her home world. There is said to be a character based on Alderaan that is described to be a fortune teller of some kind that tries to warn Bail and Breha about their world's end, only for them to not believe the fortune teller in the scene and brushing her off. So let's go over this because it's a very interesting development for the Kenobi series. Now, as you all know, the Kenobi series is going to deal with a lot of action, but it's also going to deal with a lot of psychological factors with Obi-Wan Kenobi's life on Tatooine during his isolation. Now, Inquisitors, yes, they're going to play a big role in this show. In fact, one of the Inquisitors is said to actually have a lot of scenes with Kenobi on Tatooine itself. So there's a lot of lightsaber action coming for this show. Don't you be worried about that. The thing about this climactic sequence for the Kenobi series is that it fits very well, and it's almost getting the Rogue One treatment. And what I mean by that is, at the very end of Rogue One, we got to see a familiar face. Leia Organa being portrayed by a new actress, using all of this motion capture technology, and how they did that so well, and how it ties directly into Star Wars A New Hope. Well, here we have it once again. The Kenobi series is set to attach itself to Star Wars A New Hope in a very smooth and seamless way that's going to give us an actual perspective through the eyes of Bail and Breha upon their death on the world of Alderaan, seeing the Death Star destroying their world piece by piece. Now, that is going to be a very interesting addition to Star Wars. I think that fans have always been asking this for the longest time. What were their final moments like? What was it like for them to die at the hand of the Empire? Darth Vader, the Emperor, right? So, the fact that also Hayden Christensen will have a big role in this, into the scene that sets all of this up, how he's going to have a maskless scene before he pretty much rejoins with Leia and shows her the destruction of her world, and how that's going to play a massive role. I honestly am very much hyped about all of this. The fact that they are trying to end the series that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Kenobi himself, but it more so has to do with everything related to the Empire's rise and power, as well as giving us a different perspective of Star Wars A New Hope. Now, it's unclear on whether or not this is going to be considered like a post-credit type of thing to the final episode, or if this is going to be a legitimate final scene of the final episode of Kenobi. That we're still unaware of, but nonetheless, this is their intended final scene of the Kenobi TV series for Disney+. And one other thing that I must add that is very important is that I believe that Deborah Chow is going to knock it out of the park with this show. I do believe that. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are going to have a say in some of the story choices for this series. Keep in mind, it's still considered a 6-episode TV show as far as we know. 1 hour per episode. You're basically looking at a 6-hour movie here featuring Obi-Wan Kenobi. You can look at it like that. The production value is going to be very high. It's going to have that prequel trilogy-esque look to it as far as the overall tone goes for the series, so that's another thing to look forward to. They want to make it a legitimate sequel to that of Revenge of the Sith in order to really give fans a lot of things to look forward to, and how this show is going to be used as a way to branch off to other TV shows out there. You know, the fact that they're going to go over Luke and Leia's childhood in this show is also a great addition. I mean, this show is going to have so much value that I believe it could very well be the absolute best Star Wars edition in years, even past what we got in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, without a doubt. So, like I've said before in the past, I think that the Kenobi series, you know, given that we are set to have a trailer debut by this December, right around when the Book of Boba Fett pretty much releases, we're set to get a trailer for the Kenobi series. So, yeah, guys, you know, let me know what you think about this entire situation in the leak below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.